Welcome to Stockton University's 2025 Commencement Ceremony, presided over by Stockton University's 6th President, Dr. Joe Bertolino. For those who are willing and able, please rise for the procession of the Platform Party, led by Grand Marshal Dr. Judith Vogel, Professor of Mathematics, who bears the mace of the university. Distinguished faculty of Stockton University, whose teaching mentorship and scholarship have enriched the academic experience of our graduates. Please join us in honoring the distinguished faculty of Stockton University, whose teaching, mentorship, and scholarship have enriched the academic experience of our graduates. Please welcome Stockton's Golden Ospreys, members of the class of 1975, who return today as honored guests, representing 50 years of Stockton pride and tradition.
Good morning. Could we give a big shout out and a thank you to the drumline of Apsagami High School? Nice job. Weren't they fantastic? Let's give them another big round of applause. My name is Joe Bordolino, president of the university. I'd like to welcome you. And now, are you ready? They can't hear you in North Jersey. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, it is my privilege to introduce to you the Stockton University class of 2025.
Good morning. Welcome to Stockton University's commencement ceremony here at historic Jim Whelan Boardwalk Hall. We ask all who are able to please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem, led by Stockton student Megan Baldwin, and accompanied by our very own music professor, Dr. Beverly Vaughn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Congratulations. Well done. Thank you.
You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Vaughn and Megan. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Michael Palladino, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Dr. Vogel, and thank you, Megan and Dr. Vaughn. Great job. Can we give them another round of applause, please? Good morning and welcome, everyone. Chairman Valentin, members of the Stockton University Board of Trustees, members of the President's senior leadership team, our esteemed faculty, university staff, distinguished guests and alumni of Stockton University, including our wonderful Golden Ospreys, proud parents, family, and friends joining us in person or by live streaming, and most especially, members of our graduating class of 2025, welcome to today's commencement ceremony, celebrating the schools of education, natural sciences and mathematics, social and behavioral sciences, and the William T. Daly School of General Studies. It is great to see you all here this morning. I know it's Friday morning, it's a little dreary. We should have had a few cups of coffee by now, but we could do a little better. So let's try that again. Most especially members of the graduating class of 2025. Much more like it, thank you. So it is indeed my great privilege and honor to preside over today's wonderful celebration. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce today's platform party. If able, I ask them to stand, remain standing as their name is called. Please hold your applause until all introductions are complete. Representing the Stockton University Board of Trustees, Chairwoman Ms. Nalita Valentin, Ms. Madeline Deininger, Dr. Sonia Gonsalves, Mr. Tim Lowry, our student trustee, Mr. Juan Chaparro, our student trustee alternative, Ms. Melanie Chin, and Dr. Joe Bertolino, president of Stockton University. Distinguished members of the platform party include Dr. Judy Vogel, our Grand Marshal and Professor of Mathematics. Today's student speaker, Ms. Olivia Bariza. Today's faculty speaker, Dr. Mike Law, Associate Professor of Biology and President of the Faculty Senate. Today's honorary degree recipient, Mr. Andrew Tim Kainairi. Today's keynote speaker and 2015 Stockton alum, Mr. Dwight McGee. Ms. Monica Vianney, Staff Senate President. And finally, the University Senior Leadership Team and academic deans. Thank you all for your service to Stockton and higher education. Okay, the platform party may now be seated. So directly in front of our graduates here are Stockton's esteemed faculty. Faculty colleagues, if willing and able, please rise. I ask all of you to join me in recognizing our outstanding faculty, truly the heart of the university. Through their teaching, mentoring, research, guidance, and collaboration, and in so many other ways, they have helped our distinguished graduates achieve their milestones today. Thank you all for your expertise and dedication to the Stockton community and to the success of our students. Thank you. Please be seated. Also joining us today are our Golden Ospreys, members of the class of 1975, celebrating the 50th anniversary of their graduation. We congratulate you on this milestone and thank you for leading the class of 2025 into commencement and welcoming them into the alumni family. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge our special guests today. To my left in section 123, they include members of the Stockton University Foundation Board and numerous state, county, and local officials, all friends of the university. Thank you very much for being here, supporting us, and celebrating with our graduates today. Now take a look around for a moment. We're here in celebration today in this beautiful, historic venue, gathering to recognize the graduating class of 2025. I truly wish everyone could have the view I have from here because it is an extraordinary and amazing view. And to our graduating students from all of us at Stockton University, we want to thank you for the hard work you put in and the success you have achieved so we can be here today to celebrate you with your loved ones. You are part of a generation that entered college in a new era that was influenced by COVID-19, online learning, and recently now artificial intelligence. Yet still, your commitment to your academic studies has culminated in this very moment, a commencement where your loved ones have gathered to acknowledge your accomplishments, and we can all congratulate you on your academic success. As our provost, I can assure you that in our very special academic community of faculty, staff, and students that is Stockton University, we are on this journey with you, which is why we are so proud of you. You persevered, often under difficult circumstances, and you completed and earned, emphasis on earned, your degree. Last week, I was speaking with a first-generation student from this class, and they were telling me how grateful they are that Stockton was giving them their degree. They said they'd never imagined that they'd be a college graduate, and now they're getting ready to go to graduate school. And as we had that conversation, reflecting on the academic challenges of the outstanding personalized educational experiences that impacted this young person and what we provide at the university, I stopped the student to remind them that Stockton gave the student a chance, but that they earned, they were not given, they earned their degree. Among our nearly 1,800 graduates earning their degrees this year, we have traditional students, we have adult students. Nearly 50% of our graduates are first-generation college students. We have students from throughout the region and from throughout the world, including students from 8 countries. We are all inspired by you, and we are privileged to be able to express our personal congratulations to each and every graduate today. Each of you deserve to be very proud of your accomplishments, just as we are very proud of you, and that deserves a round of applause. On behalf of my faculty colleagues and everyone at the university, all of us are privileged to have played a role in preparing you for today. We know we've asked a lot from you and you've risen to the challenge. We'll send you off today as graduates of Stockton University, confident that you will be active in making your neighborhood, your town, this state, our region, our country, and our world a better place. We know you will do this modeling our ethic of care that is so important to us at the university. And while we celebrate our graduates, today also belongs to the families, friends, and loved ones who are with us today. And to those who are not with us, cannot be here, but may be with you in spirit, or maybe even joining us by live stream. Just as we know that our graduates have been tested and sacrificed, we know that you too have been tested and sacrificed. And we thank you for your support, the success of our graduates. Families and loved ones, please rise if you are able so that we may recognize you. Congratulations and thank you. Please be seated. So it is now my distinct pleasure to invite our student commencement speaker, Miss Olivia Bariza. Miss Bariza is from Westwood, New Jersey. She's a candidate for a bachelor degree of arts in psychology and will graduate with an overall GPA of 3.9, wait, there's more, 3.99. She was a real slacker, right, Olivia? I asked her about that 0.1. She said it was a chemistry lab, and I said it usually is. Right? Olivia, please come forward to address the graduating class.
Thank you, Mr. Palladino. Good morning, everyone. Today is a very special day. I am truly honored to be standing here representing the class of 2025. This graduation is more than just a ceremony. It marks the culmination of our growth, challenges, and transformation. I'm grateful for the chance to share a bit of my journey and hope it resonates in a way that reflects your own. I'd like to begin with a quote that I used to open my college application essay, the very essay that landed me here at Stockton University. It's from Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. I'll be honest, I had no idea who Carl Jung was and barely knew what that quote truly meant. But his words left a deep impression on me in a way I couldn't quite explain. I entered college without a clear path. I didn't know what I wanted to do or where I was headed, but that quote, in its simplicity and depth, gave me a sense of comfort. What I found at Stockton was much more than just a place to take classes. It was a place filled with opportunities that allowed me to explore, pivot, and ultimately find my passion. Throughout my time here, I tested out many different directions, spending time as an athlete, pursuing health science, and choosing to minor in Holocaust and genocide studies. It always felt like piecing together a puzzle without knowing what the full picture looked like. And then I discovered psychology and finally began to understand what truly fascinated me. Thanks to Stockton, I was able to take an internship at a mental health practice, expecting to confirm my career path. Instead, I left feeling more lost. I had spent years assuming therapy was my calling, but the experience revealed something unexpected. I didn't want to be a therapist. That realization was overwhelming. I had devoted so much time and effort to that goal that walking away felt like starting over. At the same time, though, my coursework introduced me to another possibility: research. It was always something that felt beyond my reach, but being here changed that. Stockton gave me the confidence to embrace a new direction without feeling as though I was starting over. I wasn't lost. I was supported, encouraged, and reassured that changing directions didn't mean I had failed. It meant I was growing. In my final semester, I had the privilege to immerse myself in hands-on experiences, from working with the rats in Dr. Berg's class to designing my own study with Dr. Yang, who I am honored to call my mentor. It was without a doubt the most fulfilling semester of my education. And yet beneath my achievements, a lingering sense of doubt never fully left. I cannot begin to describe the level of uncertainty I felt throughout my last semester. Like many of you, I was facing the inevitable question: what comes next? What came next was the result of persistence through doubt and the belief that the effort I put in would eventually make each piece of that puzzle fall into place. After graduating this fall, I joined Kessler Foundation's Neurolinguistics and Brain Connectivity Lab, where I currently contribute to research on stroke recovery. If my freshman year self heard that, she wouldn't believe it. But that's the beauty of this process. We often do not know our destination, but by trusting in ourselves and embracing our interests, wherever they may take us, we shape a path that leads us exactly where we need to go. We've all faced our own set of challenges, followed our individual journeys, and adapted to the surprises along the way. What unites us is the growth we've experienced and the resilience that brought us here today. In our next chapter, let us not shy away from what calls to us. It's in chasing what feels out of reach that we truly find our strength and purpose. My fellow graduates, as we face a world full of new possibilities, yet with inevitable moments of unpredictability, remember this: growth may often be disguised as chaos. Clarity comes through taking action. The order isn't just hidden within the disorder. We create it. We make things happen. When life feels overwhelming, trust not just in what's ahead, but in your ability to shape it. Because in all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At this time, if you are willing and able, please rise and join us in the celebration for the rendition of Ospreys on Parade, our alma mater, performed by fellow student Megan Baldwin, accompanied by Dr. Beverly Vaughn, Professor of Music. The lyrics will be displayed on the 2 video screens above.
Let us travel in the footsteps of those who came before. Here on our campus, in the pines, knowledge opens every door. And when we go marching out into the world beyond our Stockton, at ease with what we learned, our future has begun. Knowledge leads to knowledge, and Stockton shows the way. Oh, let us
you, Dr. Vaughn and Megan. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Mike Law, Associate Professor of Biology and President of the Stockton University Faculty Senate, to provide faculty comments.
Thank you, everyone. Pretty impressive. The student speaker memorized her entire speech. Did not look down once at the cues. Excellent. Good morning, graduates, colleagues, families, and friends. Today we gather to celebrate not just a finish line, but a journey. And on behalf of the faculty at Stockton University, I want to say how proud we are of you. Not for only what you've accomplished, but for how you've grown. To the class of 2025, congratulations. You've completed something significant, but more importantly, you've grown through this process. As a scientist, I've spent a lot of time in the lab making mistakes, fixing them, making new mistakes, until finally something works. I work alongside my students, mentoring them and spending a lot of time teaching them how to think critically, design experiments, and interpret data. In science, we often tell stories in a linear way. A leads to B, then B leads to C. We package our results as if they're a clear line of cause and effect. But let me tell you something that every scientist knows. That's just not how the process works. In truth, we don't even know what B and C are until we stumble upon them. We start with a question, and each experiment opens a door to something unexpected. Discovery is not a straight line. It's a series of surprises. And that, I've come to realize, is a perfect metaphor for life. You've probably already felt this. You began your college career at a time of uncertainty. Plans were upended, routines were disrupted, expectations were rewritten. Yet in the face of all that, you didn't just survive, you adapted. You made new plans, asked better questions, and discovered new sides of yourself that you didn't know existed. That's what growth looks like. It's not neat, it's not predictable, it doesn't always show up on a transcript. Grades might measure how well you've mastered content, but they don't measure how far you've come. And many of you have come further than you realize. I think it's important for all of you to take a moment in between the celebrations over the next few weeks to reflect on your growth from a first-year student to a college graduate. I hope you recognize the many skills and lessons that were learned outside of the classroom, laboratory, or studio, and appreciate how these have collectively contributed to your growth. I'm most proud of the students that I've challenged in the classroom and the laboratory. My students that are graduating today, Sarah and Kaylin, can attest to how challenging this can be as they just presented their work at the NAMS Research Symposium. They understand the challenge of organizing data into a professional quality poster. I think they can also realize the personal growth and sense of accomplishment they felt after this process was over. Like them, some of you didn't think you could rise to the challenge until you did. And that's the gift of challenge. It shows us what we're made of and of what we're capable of becoming. The one constant thing in life that we all encounter is the presence of new challenges. Embrace these challenges as opportunities to continue your personal growth. One more thing I hope you remember. Your most valuable resource is your time. Use it wisely. Give yourself time to grow. Time to fail, time to try again. Time to rest and reflect. Time to spend with your loved ones. Don't rush to the next. Life isn't a list of checkpoints, it's a long, unfolding experiment. You won't know what letters are next to come in your list of life discoveries. You just need the courage to keep discovering. So go forward, class of 2025, not with a script, but with curiosity, not with fear of the unknown, but with the confidence that you've already navigated change and found your footing. You've done the hard work of growing, now keep growing. So with peace and love, I say congratulations, soar higher, go Ospreys, and never stop discovering. I now welcome Stockton University President, Dr. Joe Bertolino.
Can we give it up for Dr. Law, please? Thank you, sir. All right, now, Class of 2025, listen very carefully. When I say soar higher, you're going to say, go Ospreys. Yes, I just saw somebody go, oh my goodness. Ready? Soar higher. I need them to hear you in North Jersey, especially at Rutgers. Soar higher. Soar higher. Soar higher. You can give yourselves a round of applause for that. Hit it, Dr. Bev. And now your degree is near, and so you face the final curtain. Graduates, you'll say it clear. You'll state your case, of which I'm certain. Your campus life's been full. You've walked the spines, every hallway, and more. Much more than this, you did it your way. Yes, there were times during the day the lines were long at Chick-fil-A, but through it all, and when there was doubt, you seized the day and knocked it out. You forced it all, and you stood tall. You did it the Osprey way. All right. First of all, my thanks to the members of your class who recommended My Way by Jersey's own Frank Sinatra. Thank you very much. And thank you to the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family, and friends joining us today as we celebrate our graduates. I'd also like to give a special thank you to the members of the class of 1975, our Golden Ospreys, who escorted our graduates into the ceremony today. Could they please stand? 50 years ago, they graduated from Stockton. Thank you very much. Can we also give it up for Dr. Bev here, please? Yeah, she's great. Before I get my remarks started, I'd like to recognize a few individuals. Across our 3 ceremonies this week, we have 47 graduates who have served in or are on active duty with a branch of the United States military. I ask that they and any other veterans or active duty service members in the hall to please stand if you are able, and that everyone join me in acknowledging them. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. What an extraordinary moment this is. Please be seated. Take a look around. Soak it in. This moment, this celebration is yours. But let's be clear. You didn't arrive here by accident. You made it through the 8 a.m. classes, the all-nighters, the final exams. You balanced academics with work, family, and everything else life threw at you. You adapted, you persisted, you grew. This is something worth celebrating. And while today is about you, it's also about all of those who have helped you get here. The loved ones who cheered you on, the faculty who challenged you, the staff who supported you. Graduates, if they're with you today, I'd ask you to give them another hand. If they're cheering from afar, carry their pride with you. And when you walk across the stage, you are bringing that community with you. Again, give your families, friends, those who supported you a round of applause. Now, when I first came to Stockton, I spoke about building a community of opportunity, a place where every student, regardless of background, had a chance to succeed. You, the class of 2025, are that vision made real. You are dreamers and doers. Some of you transferred from community college. Others returned to finish what you started. Many of you are the first in your family to earn a college degree. In fact, if you are a first-generation college student graduating today, I invite you to stand right now if you're able and be recognized. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. All of you bring stories of resilience, of ambition, and of transformation. Let me tell you about a few extraordinary Ospreys who truly embody what it means to soar higher. Milagros Palacios. Milagros didn't just attend Stockton, she led. A 3.95 GPA student, EOF mentor, admissions ambassador, and Order of Omega honoree. Milagros has left her mark on Stockton inside and outside the classroom. A first-generation student, she has been a trailblazer for her younger siblings, and as the inspiration behind the Wildwoods Lunch with Lynch Foundation, she works to spread kindness and opportunity to local children. And now, she's pursuing a career in education to do the same in every classroom she enters. Milagros, you've shown us all what it means to lead with heart, purpose, and an ethic of care. Milagros, are you here today? If you are, please stand. Dalton Kalani. Now here's a student who didn't just take the fast track, he paved it. Dalton completed his digital studies degree in just 3 years through Stockton's dual credit program. But he didn't stop there. He interned with the FAA, the Philadelphia Set Design Company, and even joined the creative force at Disney as an Imagineer. Oh, and in his spare time, he was a top 5 cross-country runner every season. Dalton, you've shown us what it means to sprint toward your dreams and win. Dalton, are you here today? If you are, please stand. There you are. And finally, Mateos, no, a scientist, scholar, and Stockton standout. Matthias tapped into our undergraduate research opportunities and took full advantage. He presented at national conferences, became a published author in a peer-reviewed journal, and helped his fellow Ospreys in the tutoring center. As if that wasn't enough, he completed 7 marathons during his time at Stockton. He'll be pursuing his PhD in the fall at Penn State. Matthias, you are proof that curiosity, hard work, and the right support system can launch a future in science. Matthias, are you here with us today? Please stand. There we go. Milagros, Dalton, Matthias, their stories are extraordinary, but they are not the exceptions, because all of you sitting here today have your own version of this journey. You've led, you've persevered, you've grown, you've inspired. Speaking of inspired, I'd like to call out a few special students who bring a different level of energy to our community. They wore the feathers of pride, joy, and Osprey energy. Being Talon isn't just about putting on a costume. It's about showing up with heart, lifting our spirits, and embodying what Stockton pride truly looks like. Now that they are graduating, we can reveal a few of the Talon identities. Please stand if you are able and give us a Talon wave. Joey de Beaumont. Gianna Coulis. And Nicole Smith. Thank you for making every game day, welcome event, and campus celebration unforgettable. Give them a round of applause. There we go. This is the Stockton story, and it lives in every one of us. At Stockton, education isn't just something you receive, it's something you live. It's the late nights and early mornings, it's the moments of doubt you pushed through, it's building community, finding your voice, and using it to lift others as you rise. It's not just about earning a degree. It's about discovering your strength, your purpose, your power to lead with empathy and create real change. And today, as graduates, you carry that story forward, boldly, proudly, and together. And speaking of creating change, we need you. The world you're stepping into is complex. It's fast-moving, and yes, at times it feels uncertain. I won't pretend that the headlines aren't heavy. We've seen federal policy shifts reshaping higher education. We've witnessed violence and tragedy across the globe that shake us to our core. And closer to home, we have felt the weight of economic pressure, social change, and a growing need for thoughtful, courageous leadership. That's why your story matters. Our stories matter. Share yours, and just as importantly, take the time to listen when others share theirs. Because leadership rooted in care isn't soft, it's transformative. It builds bridges. It earns trust. It creates real community. So yes, the world can feel uncertain, but here's the truth. You are ready, not just because of what you've learned, but because of how you've learned, through questioning, collaborating, solving real problems, and standing up for what matters. You've heard me say it before. Stockton's ethic of care is not just a slogan. If you don't remember anything else today, I invite you and challenge you to remember this. Stockton's ethic of care is a way of being. Dignity, respect, kindness, compassion, and civility. These aren't values we put on hold when times get tough. They're the very values that see us through. We don't adapt them to fit the moment, we stand by them always. Dignity, respect, kindness, compassion, and civility. If everyone in this room started from that point of treating everyone else with dignity, respect, kindness, compassion, and civility, the world would be a better place. So my challenge to you is this: show up and take those values with you. Show up. In your workplaces, in your communities, in your families. Lead with compassion, listen deeply, build connections, and stand firm in what you believe, and stay open to what others have to share. Today you leave with a degree, but you also leave with a responsibility to give back, to lift others up, and to help build a world that is more just, more kind, and more hopeful, because that is what Ospreys do. Whether you stay here in South Jersey or soar across the globe, you will always be a part of the Stockton family, a community of over 65,000 strong, ready to walk with you, cheer for you, and believe in you every step of the way. And as you step into the next chapter, remember this: you belong, you matter, and you are more than ready. So, I end, as I always like to do, with a short story. A college president discovers on his appointment calendar a graduate who is back to campus for his 25th reunion. "I wanted to take a second," said the graduate, "to thank you for the inspirational advice you gave me at commencement 25 years ago." "Why, thank you," replied the college president, who of course could neither remember the graduate nor what he had said. "But perhaps you could refresh my memory. What did I say that inspired you so much?" At that, the graduate leaned forward in his chair, looked earnestly at the president, and said, "I have tried to live my life by these words. As I came up to the stage to get my degree, you shook my hand and you said, 'Keep moving, keep moving.' Class of 2025, keep moving." Congratulations. Now I'd like to introduce Miss Nalita Valentin, Chair of the Stockton University Board of Trustees and proud 1986 Stockton alum. Trustee Valentin.
Good morning, Stockton. I'd like to say a few words on behalf of the Board of Trustees. I am personally very proud of all of you, but first I'd like to call out to those EOF students out there. Where are you? Educational Opportunity Fund, first time, first gen students, congratulations, and congratulations to all of you. So good morning. I'm honored to extend my congratulations to you on behalf of the Stockton University Board of Trustees. Many of my colleagues are here on the podium and very proud to see you graduate today. As chair of the board, I'm especially grateful that we can host today's ceremony to recognize and celebrate your achievements. I once sat where you are, proud of all the hard work and dedication I had put into my degree, proud to be the first in my family to attend college, proud to be a Latina setting out on my journey into the world, armed with the knowledge and confidence my Stockton experience provided me. That experience has translated into a lifetime commitment to education and community service. My journey through the university has served as a testament to the transformative power of education, and I hope you all feel the same way about your experiences here at Stockton. I encourage you all to take what you've learned and use it to bridge gaps, to challenge stereotypes, and build bonds that strengthen and support our community here, across the state, and throughout the nation. Embrace the unknown, lead with inclusivity, and be proud, be very proud of who you are. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we extend a heartfelt congratulations and welcome you to the Osprey alumni community, where there are more than 65,000 who are here to support you, as Dr. Bertolino said. Congratulations, class of 2025.
This morning, we honor one of our country's finest leaders with the Doctor of Public Service degree, the highest form of recognition a citizen can receive from Stockton University. This individual has demonstrated his dedication and commitment to our community for decades. His incredible record of public service exemplifies the values we hold dear here at Stockton. Chair Valentin, it is my distinct pleasure to recommend the conferral of the Doctor of Public Service honoris causa upon Mr. Andrew Tim Kinairi. It is with great honor that Stockton University recognizes this incredible individual. A World War II Army veteran, Tim served as a medic in the 45th Evacuation Hospital during the Battle of the Bulge and bravely provided medical care to surviving victims of the Buchenwald concentration camp. A true humanitarian, he has continued to give back to the Stockton community through education, sharing his stories as a witness to war in our Holocaust and Genocide Studies program. His experiences help our students and the community to understand the Holocaust, World War II, and how that history still impacts the world today. His bravery, compassion, humility, and unwavering dedication to education embody the very spirit of Stockton's ethic of care. Mr. Kinairi reminds us that history lives not only in books, but in the voices of those who bore witness and in the lessons they pass on to future generations. Now, I have to share with you that through his service, his storytelling, his generosity, Tim continues to teach us what it means to live with purpose and lead with heart. We are grateful, we are inspired, and we are better because of him. Today, Mr. Kinairi said to me, I never got to go to a graduation ceremony. I essentially did my GED for high school, didn't have an opportunity to go to college. So today will be my first graduation ceremony, my first degree. Today, at 103 years old, we present Dr. Valentin, it is my privilege and honor to recognize Mr. Tim Kinairi with an honorary doctorate award for his exceptional contributions to the community and our country. I now recommend him to you and the Board of Trustees for this honor.
Dr. Bertolino, I accept your nomination of Mr. Tim Kinairi for the Doctor of Public Service with this salutation. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, the Board of Trustees hereby confers upon Mr. Tim Kinairi the degree of Doctor of Public Service with all the rights, honors, and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tim Kinairi, Stockton alum. Let's give another round of applause for our new alum. The Presidential Medal of Distinction is awarded to exceptional individuals whose dedication to social justice and community enrichment mirrors the university's core values and whose actions exemplify the power of partnership and collaborating with Stockton to create positive change and foster a more vibrant and equitable environment. Mr. Dwight McBee graduated from Thomas Jefferson University with a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and began his career as an intensive care unit nurse in Monmouth County. Mr. McBee earned his Master's of Business Administration from Stockton in 2015. Throughout his career and in his current role as Chief Patient Experience Officer at RWJ Barnabas Health, Mr. McBee exemplifies the resilience, compassion, and commitment to community that we strive to instill in our students, faculty, and staff. He has been a tireless champion for patient experience, health equity, and compassionate care, striving to create a more vibrant and equitable environment for all. Mr. McBee's impact to Stockton extends far beyond his own story. As a School of Business Dean's distinguished guest speaker, he has returned to campus to inspire the next generation of leaders, sharing his journey, his wisdom, and his unwavering commitment to service. His presence and example embody the very mission of his institution and remind us of the power of giving back. In recognition of his exceptional service and dedication, it is my honor to present Mr. Dwayne McBee, today's keynote speaker, with the Presidential Medal of Distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, Dwight McBee.
President Joe, thank you. Esteemed members of Stockton University administration, distinguished faculty, staff, family, friends, and of course, our graduating class of 2025. Thank you for this incredible honor to stand before you today. I want to take a moment to acknowledge that it's only by the grace of God that I stand before you right now. Yeah. I also have to acknowledge my wife, Karen, who's in the room, who puts up with me. Thank you. My daughters, Maya and Sienna. My spiritual mother in Pastor Janet Santiago, my church family at United Faith Church, and so many people that encourage me every single day. Before I was a healthcare executive or a nationally recognized chief experience officer, I was just a kid from Barnegat, New Jersey, who loved to play manhunt in the woods. Anyone from Barnegat, make some noise? All right. I was a wrestler from Southern Regional who hated to lose. Anyone from Southern Regional in the house, make some noise? Go Rams. I was a college student who had to work 2 jobs to pay for my associate degree before I got my bachelor's degree in nursing. It's truly humbling to return to Stockton University, the place that launched my executive career, to address all of you in this momentous occasion. This Osprey has come back home. And to my fellow Osprey, today you prepare to take flight. The Osprey is a remarkable creature, one that embodies resilience, determination, and an unbreakable bond with home. No matter how far it travels, no matter how many challenges it faces, the Osprey always finds its way back. Today, as you prepare to take flight into the world beyond Stockton, I want to share lessons from the world that awaits you. I want to share a wisdom that's forged from my own struggle against the storm. Frederick Douglass famously stated, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." So as the storm clouds gather, allow me to spell out for you how your struggle can lead to your success. You see, the S in struggle means sway, but never buckle. In your next chapter, you may find the storm winds of life will take you off of your well-planned course. Take inspiration from the palm tree. The weather may come, but the palm tree demonstrates flexibility and resilience. My storm came with a phone call from my wife. While I was at work, my wife called me and gave me the results of my daughter's blood work. All I heard was the word Rett syndrome, the genetic condition that would later rob my daughter's ability to speak, use her hands, and requiring her to need assistance for the rest of her life. My storm became a hurricane. What I didn't know was that God was moving me into position. My family's greatest challenge was now our greatest source of strength. You see, my daughter every single day teaches us a lesson about how to adapt to the world around us. And those lessons have translated and catapulted me in my career in patient advocacy. My fellow Osprey, I share that with you because there may be storms that come your way in your life. There may be something that might knock you off of your course as you go. I want to encourage you today that when the storm comes, sway. You might just be moved into position. The T stands for triumph when defeat is expected. The world you're entering into is changing, and you may face defeat. The job you're applying for, the position that you're looking for, the promotion that you think you deserve, may not come your way immediately. It's easy to allow early failures to limit your progress. Just remember, Dr. Seuss's first book was rejected by 27 publishers. Stephen King, rejected by 30. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school football team. My friends, failure is often found on the road to triumph. Those experiences might lead to failures, but we must change the way we look at failures. Don't be afraid to fail. Change your mindset. Don't be afraid to step into shoes much bigger than your own. Don't be afraid to take on an obstacle that seems too great for you. There is triumph even when defeat is suspected. Failure is simply your first attempt in learning. The R stands for rise when encumbered. At some point along the way, you may experience success, and you might realize that at some point you're carrying more weight than you can manage by yourself. There is no challenge too great that you can't overcome in the company of others. There's a Christian proverb that says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. My fellow Osprey, look around you today. You're not alone. There is power in the words, I need help. The support that you have is closer than you realize. I encourage you to find your tribe. The tribe that you were born into, or the tribe that you find along the way. We rise when we lift each other up, so lean on your community. Lean on your tribe. You are never alone. The U stands for understand the unknown. My fellow Osprey, your education doesn't end today. In fact, it's just beginning. As you leave here today, I encourage you to stay hungry for knowledge and don't get distracted. Invest your time in things that others may overlook. Artificial intelligence is working right now to replace many of the jobs that you're preparing for. So don't get lulled into complacency. There's a recent study showing that the net worth of an individual is inversely proportionate to the amount of television that they watch. So I encourage you, stay hungry, stay busy. One of the things that I do is I listen to podcasts and audiobooks on my commute. Invent ways to keep expanding your knowledge. Watch less TV, get rid of some of those apps on your phones, and stimulate your soul. The G in struggle means give when empty-handed. You know, there was a recent study that revealed that those that are more generous are actually more attractive. Some of y'all might need some of that help. I'm just kidding. Remember, though, that giving actually is something that you can do to anyone at any time. You don't need a lot of money. You can remember that kindness and compassion could be simple ways that you give back to the world around you. You can't outgive the world around you. You can give more. When you give more, you have more life, you have more joy, and you have more prosperity, and you realize the potential of everything around you. So give when empty-handed. Gain from those who have seen. There are generations of wisdom all around you. Mistakes you can avoid, moments you can see differently. Sometimes all it takes is asking someone their story. And I hope my podium forgives me for deviating from my script, but I have to share that there was a man that I passed every single day in Philadelphia when I worked for Jefferson Health. He's probably there now on 11th and Market. He was a homeless man, often sitting there doing push-ups, reading a book, talking to himself. He didn't smell very good. He looked disheveled, and frankly, he's a little scary. Most people walked by him and didn't notice him at all. But there was something about him, and there was something about the way that he looked at me when I passed by. And I began to stop and smile and ask him how his day was going. One day I got up the courage and I just offered him $20. And I was surprised by his reaction, and he said, "No, I don't need that. In fact, you've given me everything that I need." He told me most people just walk by and don't notice him and don't acknowledge his existence. He shared with me that simple kindness is lost today. He changed my perspective. He changed the way that I looked at the world, and he gave me something rather than me give something to him. There is something that you can gain from the homeless man on the street, or the elderly woman in the nursing home, or the coworker struggling to make ends meet. Be curious about the lives of those around you. Your life will overflow with perspective. The L in struggle means love as though you're dying. I spent a career in the hospital. I've seen too many people draw their last breath. I can tell you that the most sincere prayers are whispered from the hospital bed. And the deepest expressions of love are often found at the end of one's life. The most valuable possessions of those at the end, they're not the jobs that we have, the bank accounts that we hold, the titles we acquire over time. The value is in the relationships, the friendships, and the experiences that we accumulate over a lifetime. Don't wait. I encourage you, my fellow Osprey, to love now. Love each other deeply and value relationships, friendships, and the experiences that you have along the way. And finally, the last letter is E. Enjoy the process as much as your progress. A ball of clay doesn't realize that it's becoming a masterpiece. Each one of you have been pushed, have been shaped, have been molded to get to the point where you are today. My fellow Osprey, the potter is not done with you yet. Be encouraged as you go. You're still being sculpted. The world that's awaiting you will push and will press, but you are being turned into a masterpiece. So today you reach the top of the mountain, but ahead of you, the storm clouds are gathering and the winds are beginning to blow. And yet, my fellow Osprey, this is not the moment to fold your wings. It's the moment to spread them wide. It's time to fly. And when you're on your way, just remember in your heart to say, an Osprey always finds their way home. Congratulations to class of 2025, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. McBee, for returning to your alma mater, for your words of wisdom and leadership, and for all you're doing to help our communities. Can we have another round of applause, please, for Mr. McBee? At this time, we offer special recognition to two of our faculty. Both are retiring and from the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Dr. Sean Donaldson, Associate Professor Emerita of Sociology, has been with Stockton for over 45 years, and Dr. Lori Green, Professor Emerita of Anthropology, who has been with us for over 36 years. While Dr. Donaldson and Green could not be here today, we wanted to acknowledge the granting of emeritus status from their respective academic programs. As recommended by their colleagues, be granted this title in honor of their teaching, scholarship, service, and numerous other contributions to the Stockton community. The Board of Trustees further commemorated this recognition with the board resolution. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Donaldson and Dr. Green. We'd also like to recognize several of our faculty who are retiring from schools represented this morning. Dr. Harvey Kesselman, President Emeritus and Tenured Professor of Education for his 45 years of service. Dr. Frank Soretto, Professor Emeritus of Mathematics and First Year Studies for over 48 years of service. If they're here, we ask them to please stand. David Fergione, Instructor of Biology for close to 11 years of service. And Lisa Spector, Teaching Specialist, Mathematics and First Year Studies for her 2 years of service. Those mentioned, as well as faculty retirees from this afternoon's ceremony, have collectively contributed over 350 years of teaching experience to our students and the Stockton community, and hence these colleagues have contributed richly to the success of our graduates and the reputation of Stockton University. Can we please give a round of applause to those colleagues? We will certainly miss them, but we know they will remain connected to the university. And now the moment we've been waiting for. Yes. We now begin with the presentation of candidates for baccalaureate degrees. A professional photographer has been engaged to take individual photographs of the candidates as they process across the stage, and proofs of these photographs will be mailed to our graduates. The ceremony is also recorded, and copies may be ordered by visiting Stockton's commencement webpage. We ask that all guests please remain seated and that our graduates remain in the arena until the conclusion of the ceremony. At this time, we invite all baccalaureate degree candidates who are willing and able to please rise and remain standing. President Bertolino, it is my great privilege to report to you that the baccalaureate candidates assembled here today have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by Stockton University, and they have been recommended by the faculty to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments.
Baccalaureate degree candidates in the class of 2025 who have successfully completed all the requirements for graduation. Based on the approval of the faculty and the authority vested in me by the State of New Jersey and the Stockton University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the baccalaureate degrees with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Would the baccalaureate graduates please come forward?
School of Education.
Ashley Daniele. Kayla Fox. Brian Hirsch. Alexandra Kirkika. Ruth Ann Marsh. Rose McLaughlin. Nicole Russo. Ashley Sagenario. Larissa Wilga Sykes. Joshua Dutko. Scott Amsterdam. Vanessa Matos. Cody Toro. Matthew Flynn. Benjamin Ridgway.
For the baccalaureate degree from the William T. Daly School of General Studies.
Matthew Armand.
Jade Harrison. James Burgess. Nicholas Colon. Dalton Colony. Alexander Houngs.
Melanie Rosario.
Connor Klotz. Gina Bailey. Gennaro Balletta. Jenny Banff. Spencer Bark.
Praise Barclay.
Brianna Barrett. Caitlin Bevilacqua. Angela Braun. Alex Brennan. Norma Brito Torres. Danielle Bruning. Madison Caden. Yalimar Camacho. Jesus Cardona Jr. Amy Chan. Delaney Chenoweth. Adelie Clothier. Angela Clyde. Naomi Cox. Hannah Derringer. Gabrielle DiDonato. Mamodo Diaby. Peyton Diefenbach. Brianna Dory. Katerina Doherty. Brooke Dudar. Natalie Durning. Mia Eltzholtz. Sarah Fagan. Marissa Fisher. Brianna Floor. Jordan Gendron. Matthew Gibson. Rebecca Gurley. Gianna Gross.
Alyssa Grasso, Devontae Green, Kaylee Gross, Cassidy Harper, Lena Hera, Jaleesa Hitchens, Edith Horner, Lucas Holmberg, Nicole Ippolito, Jennifer Johnson, Alan Juarez, Cassidy Kempton, Gabrielle Corngut, Claire Lasala, Ava Landis, Victoria Levy, Sydney Gracie Laurenti, Amber Lute, Alexandra Machinsky, Emily Manzo, Kelsey Martinez, Tommy May, Lydia Moore, Emily Mora, Alexis Mota, Claudia Moyer, Nada Nasser, Allison Onofrietti Cox, Elena Padalina, Brooklyn Pagliaro, Milagros Palacios, Evangelos Panagiotidis, Siani Pierce, Victoria Pomera, Khadija Potts, Taisha Prater, Melody Pugliese,
Nicole Radicone,
Rachel Rotger, Caitlin Seeger, Patrick Slater, Nicole Smith, Michaela Spain, Paige Spees, Liana Spicer,
Jessica Soromovsky,
Francesca Stahl, Nicole Storr, Ashley Strum, Shania Strother, Brianna Sullivan, Elle Summers, Juliana Tanico, Emily Teague, Kylie Thigpen, Emily Thurston,
Renee Tolliver,
Ava Troxel, Brianna Vanneman, Jessica Vasquez, Javier Vega Jr., Jamie Wyckoff, Christopher Zeller, Elevan Skalkvik, Gianna
School of
DeMoro,
Natural Sciences and Mathematics.
Rebecca Arleth, Oliver Bruno, Alexandra Kazan, Rocco Mancuso, Gerardo Martinez, Telef Sealand, Joel Torres, Pragyan Ale Magar Thapa, Lauren Baltera, Miriam Patti, Lawrence Boady, Misty Downs, Joseph Gibson, Madison Guff, Abdul Hadi, Hannah Huey, Dina Khan, Noah Moore, Deep Patel, Samia Permal, Mumitu Riza, Kimberly Canellis Uceda, Robert Fox, Riley Hodge, Nicholas Loha, Jamalis Lorenzo, Carly Murphy, Gary Playford, Jacqueline Ramirez, Kenise Richardson, Brandon Rivera, Rachel Rodriguez, Emily Savicki, Mary Sepp, Drishti Agrawal,
Amta Azim,
Talia Aulisi, Grace Baumgardal, Jansu Bargal, Brandon Berrio, Matthew Bloodgood, Alexis Cabrera, Brianna Kajera, Aliyah Calloway, Christina Caruso, Shelley Senito, Kirsten Ciron, Jaden Coleman, Kalima Kotman, Nathaniel Courtney, Stephen Kramer, Rennie Dababne, Samuel De La Cruz, Nelson Diaz, Jordan Doherty, Madison Delude, Kaylin Dwyer, Omnia Eladawi, Kathleen Esposito, Mackenzie Esposito, Isabel Ewell, Abigail Harvey, Julia Heath, Olivia Iorio, Rachel Jaeger, Chris Stevens Jean Paul, Miranda Kaler, Natalia Lafferty Zoltowski, Jamie Large, Emily Latshaw, Gloria Lino, Crystal Law, Harini Manjula Duraipan, Juliana McCabe, Adriana McGinty, Dakota Mongaliri, Brian Mosley, Mark Nanfera, Diana Nguyen, Asta Pandya, Luisa Pimienta, Micaela Pomato, Angela Portillo, Charles Obirinanwa, Andrew Rafter, Brandon Rocco, Julia Schilling, Madison Schwartz, Lainey Shaw, Helen Shim, Elena Stelwag, Sarah Stiles, Delaney Sullivan, Shivani Surti, Madison Seisel, Vladimir Vasquez, Alexis Webb, Grace Wall, Winnie Wong, Jalea Wood, Rebecca Yamoa, Lohani Cabrera, Rose Gabriellini, Veronica Perkins, Andrew Barretta, Julie Dalton, Matthias No, Kayla Soto, Narina Tramp, Dominic Arena, Stevie Birmingham, Alec Bishop, Jason Bocino, Wyatt Bruck, Devin Calhoun, Rachel Campbell, Mia Casso, Dean Cifelli, Connor Darlington, Cal Distelkamp, Ryan Elkner, Zachary Ficara, Amber Fine, Nicholas Gardner, Jaden Hamlet, Lorelei Hendricks, Lauren Houlihan, Ariana
Morgan
Kofka,
Kahn.
Carl Livingston, Shane McGee, Joshua Moore, Rose Murphy Bronstein, Jack Pivano, Jared Portley, Ashton Ruggio, Brian Scott, Seth Sims, Gabriel Tashi, Therese Antasi, Alana Weeks, Isabella Barbera, Cassandra Bartlett, Joseph Colamarino, Justice Ferraiuolo, Paul Introna, Justin McCall, Ryan Metch, Caitlin O'Reilly, Kelsey Reynolds, Andrea Sandoval, Tyler Riley, Kenneth Hart, Jacob Kirshenman, Katie Stoop, Alexandre Zucolotu, Timo Abad, Matthew Plessel, Anthony Amadeo, Isabella Barnaby, Darby Brandt, Joseph Brennan, Mackenzie Briggs, Paige Dietrich, Abigail Feltham, Aurora Gill, Brianna Gutierrez, Alexandra Holland, Cassidy Carlack, Jason Keller,
Jonathan Lutz.
Anthony Mendoza. Connor Nixon. Aaron O'Brien. Meredith O'Donnell. Hannah Parker. Kaylee Sandhouse. Daniel Skaggs. Caitlin C. Landon Geddes.
Michael Gallo Jr. Tyler Setnicki.
Caitlin Stevenson. Kayla Sullivan. Garrett Testud. Justine Torres. Stephanie Vu.
Colin Wojciechowski.
Mark Broski Jr. Taylor Fifield. Madison Kenny. Jacqueline Klotzbach. Yusuf Afzal. Carson Klimaz.
Zitlali Cruz Fabian.
Tyler Delpreet.
Nicholas Garofalo.
Ria Goyal. Bridget Hertez. Dominic Hawley. Melanie Kramer.
Craig Mulhern Jr.
Leo Yi. Laila Abdulbari. Gianna Kulas. Joshua Reinhardt. Nicholas Del Benny. Aiden Griffiths. Lucas Kelly. Anthony Marino.
Eileen Shia.
Rachel Cognac.
Nyaja Cook Tillett.
Gianna Taylor. Raghavender Singh Solanki.
Gabrielle Adams. Brandon Alfome. Hunter Alaya. Kylie Alvarez. Kali Amarando. Zachary Chamelowitz. Jenna Crampton. Daniela Cruz. Samuel Driscoll. George Duganitz V. Corey Allen. Brianna Armenti. Katira Barnes. Austin Beard. Stephanie Bennett. Yulia Bonafide.
Melanie Irisari Torres.
Olivia Funk. Tamisha Bruce. Caitlin Kavanaugh. Alexander Dragonette. Jeremias Apari Damian. Gavin Donnelly. Alexis Dimenza. Dominic Catanoso. Lyndon Bryant. Paige Servini. Valerie Centrone. Ian Diling. Vincent D'Alessandro Jr. Anya Desh. Aaron Davis-Belair, Kylie Donahue, Tucker Elder, Stefante Elliott, Carly Fanucci, Emily Fernandez, Mark Galati, Samantha Gallo, Shelby Jones,
Christopher Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Olivia Gonzalez, Stephanie Gonzalez, Sierra Goodman, Hannah Greenspun, Sienna Guadino, Renee Guzman, Madison Hageman, Alexis Hall, David Hernandez, Omar Hernandez Jr., Ethan Hillman, Sierra Hicks, Kyle Hunter, Danielle Jeffries, Jenna Kane, Samantha Kelly, Heather Curlin, Paul Kearns, Juliana Kirsch, Caitlin Kisielius, Daniel Klein, Anthony Krunk, Riley LaFay, Madison LaRosa, Carson Latham, Selena Leebody, Angelo Lombardo, Nicolina Lozito, Dakota Ludman, Nicole Macaron, Elizabeth Macklin, Julie Maisto, Alyssa McCall, Jordan McGowan, Samantha McCarthy, Grace McFarland, Faith Michalski, Malia Minter, Christopher Miranda, Aren Molter, Jalen Moore, Brian Mutz, Tyler Nicola, Jordan Nitti, Kaleem Norris, Benjamin Ona, Martha Paris, Matthew Pelcher, Gabriela Perez, Raul Perez, Tierra Phillip, Matthew Pizzo, Zachary Prislak, Karen Raphael, Corinne Reed, Charles Rex, Zania Robinson, Andrea Rodriguez, Numa Rodriguez Rojas Jr., Mason Rohana, Katie Romero,
Margaret Rothschild.
Lauren Solera, Angela Sanchez, German Santana Jr., Madison Zbylo, Madison Scott, Tristan Serrano, Kaylee Savean, William Shackleton, Danielle Shera, Brian Silva, Anastasia Smetana, Matthew Stefanelli, Emma Storacy, Sliter Suriel, Michael Thompson, Samantha Tussle, Nicole Tuttle, Joseph Velarde, John Veris IV, Violet Vogel, Naziah Williams, Ania Wise, Gianna Zoppi, Chelsea Carbajal, Antonio Gatti, Donald Hood Jr., Alec Martin, Jocelyn Aguilar, Mary Beth Barnoski, Camille Benoit, Jake Gilbert, Imran Bilgrami, Lauren Chapleski, Gina De Quattro, Dedi Maidanov Exantus, Matthew Frick, Adia Gale, Brendan Heights, Jacob Prutzman, Arti Kapoor, Ryan Kilpatrick, Timothy Knoll, Nicholas Lair, Haley Lilich, Emma Maniscalco, Robert Martinez, Niobe Mejia, Shalebai Parsons Jr., William Palagi, Isabella Piper, Sterling Prevalon, Edeli Villorio, Adnan Akram, Surya Akhtar, Morgan Allen, Danielle Ardolina, Emily Bardo, Brittany Bedwell, Mary Boyer, Leah Balerna, Mara Coleman,
Haley Dersh,
Peyton Eckel, Catherine Kando Kobos, Autumn Bott, Gabriela Cordoma, Samantha Boyle, Sadia Charles, Kylie Conti, Emma Keefe, Christina Cheshlinsky, Amazia Bradshaw, Melvin Bravo, Tahira Birch, Megan Casey, Alani Connor, Mary Connors Fogel, Ari Angelus, Jacob Kubas, Charlie Chakowski, Brianna De Jesus, Joseph de Beaumont, Catherine Decker, Yesenia de la Cruz Dominguez, Tayana Dononcourt, Alyssa Egenolf, Alexa Ershen, Julia Evanina, Rachel Ferrara, Abigail Ferreras Amador, Emily Feist, Destiny Craig, Olivia Bereza, Nicole Farragher, Emma Fershing, Hallie Gallagher, Carly Gantner, Carly Gergenti, Sheila Godfrey, Christina Golashevsky, Rory Golway, Jocelyn Gonzalez, Arden Greenblatt, Abigail Hempel, Asma Homaira, Paige Hurley, Megan Hines, Emily Johnson, Julianne Johnson, Laisha Jones, Marquise Jones, Nicole Jones, Shannon King, Emma Conifal, Jessica Lee, Catherine Lionetti, Kenneth Lodeholt Jr., Alexandra Loizu, Andrew Lynch, Kayla McCauley, Emma Mallon, Kara Marcello, Jada Marshall, Marcus Marshall, Nicolette Martiri, Elisabel Matos Ojeda, Joshua Matt, Stephen McLeod, Today McMurray, Melanie Medina, Jade Mendoza, Giselle Marino, Joseph Mazzera, Isaiah Michelle, Shelby Miller, Emily Monticello, Jamie Montenegro, Lexi Moore, Abigail Moran, Kayla Mura, Isabella Muniza, Alexis Naidu, Trisha Onyango, Ava Owens, Nikki Palladino, Olivia Palmer, Brittany Pelaez Pena, Nicholas Pellegrini, Riley Perron, Chelsea Ray, Lachelle Reed, McKaylee Philbart, Savannah Riggs, Christiana Rojas, Nora Rodriguez, Ava Roth, Samantha Rothman, Arwin Russell, Leslie Salmoran Guzman, Tay Sammons, Erlinda San Giorgio, Ian Santiago, Dana Savannah, Rudolph Selich, Nathan Chappelle, Eden Shinseki, Martell Smith, Paige Summer, Alyssa Source, Rachel Saucier, Stevie Unger, Stephanie Villa, Bernangi Valenzuela, Lisa Tran, Ryan Voles, Jessica White, Kamira Young, Carla Zelaya, Ariana Zuluita Nunes, Emily Ventoso, Brooke Tricarico, Gianna Viola, Ariana Urego, Talea Witherspoon, Kaylin Wood, Kalur Standard, Eva Marie Kasia, Janina Costello, Juan Haro Vasquez, Amanda Matola, Hannah Murray, Gabrielle Velez, Catherine Wilkinson, Annabella Yates, Marcus Bridgers, Rashima Cherry, Jill Buchanan, Michaela Eliza Makalalag, Daphne Dariville, Destiny Charles, Caitlin Coffey, Melanie Burke, Eileen Duggarty, Tamira Hampton, Tina Marie Holmes, Colby Hunter, Kit Imundo, Tara Irwin, Claudia Jimenez,
Michael Drezen.
Bryant Edmondson, Julia Liberto, Kyla Hoinkus, Sophia Pipero, Spencer Pelucio, Tiffany Musco, Sean O'Grady, Melanie Garcia Estrada, Kimberly Monero, Krista Panas, Maria Paredes, Emily Libri, Juliana Ramirez, Danielle D'Alessandro, Angelina Scully, Nina Salvo, Abriana Velez, Maya Shaw, Courtney Villarolo, Jenna Wisniewski, Sabrina Maniscalco, Rose Landante, Kelsey Lochner, Ashanae Morrison, Molly Mianuli, Rachel Paro, Nicole Potash, Kathleen Mathis, Jade Pawlowski, Jassidy Cotto, Jubilee Rivera, Tiara Rodriguez, Melissa Roman, Emmanuel Ortiz, Bree Ann Santiago, Bryce Bartley, Tyasia Owens, Yana Royal, Jayana Jones, Chelsea Sadler, Melissa Schreiber, Jenna Samiz, Yulia Rusher, Melissa Sikora, Jasenia Quiles, Angela Strigler, Samantha Vargas, Isabel Vasquez, Mariah Arroyo, Gregory Copeland III, Ashley Geeson, Kate Hassan, Sarah Hill, Cameron Meckling, Zikra Nas, Michael Stevenson Jr., William Walker,
Juan Diego Chaparro Villarreal,
I would ask for our graduates to please stand. And if you'll indulge me, Provost Palladino, I'm going to do this one more time. Baccalaureate degree candidates, based on the approval of the faculty and the authority vested in me by the State of New Jersey and the Stockton University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the bachelor's degrees with all honors, privileges, responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You have graduated!
Class of 2025, congratulations. If you haven't already done so, please switch your tassel from the right to the left. From everyone here at the university, it has truly been an honor celebrating your success today. We joyfully embrace you as graduates and lifelong members of the Osprey family. Thank you for choosing Stockton and becoming part of the university's legacy. At the conclusion of the recessional, please join family and friends on the boardwalk. We thank you all for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and we wish you safe travels home. I ask the platform party, please rise.